Yeah, breaking news. According to Sheik GUMi, he says bandits are going nowhere. Sheik GUMi declares. A prominent Islamic cleric, Sheikh Ahmad Gumi, has declared that bandits currently troubling the northern part of Nigeria are going nowhere. According to Gumi, in a post on his known Facebook page on Monday morning titled Zamfara, the flaring of crisis. Military action against criminal herdsmen and bandits will not solve the security challenge but will only worsen the situation. The controversial Islamic preacher was reacting to the recent perceived military success over bandits at Zamfara Forest. This is what Gumi wrote on his Facebook page with Arabic instation. The meaning says, every time they kindle the fire of war, Allah doth extinguish it, but they ever strive to do mischief on earth, and Allah loveth not those who do mischief. So who are the people that are doing mischief? Let's see what Gumi describes as mischief. Zamfara State is unique in many aspects. In early 2000 AD, the state ignited a wildfire of state constitutional amendments that accommodate the application of Sharia law beyond personal law, marriages, divorce, and inheritance to include the Islamic criminal law. It was well received by the local populace, with 11 other northern states adopting it. However, it goes without saying that the international community, ruled by leaders that are promoting sodomy and lesbianism in the garment of secularism, were at the forefront of fighting it. In a short time, it became political and fizzled away. If such Sharia implementation move had concentrated in literacy and economic empowerment, the kind of which we see in Saudi Arabia with its rich resources, Zamfara would have become a shining example of the blend of a religiously modern state, proud of its development and modesty. Unfortunately, it turned out to become the den of criminality and instability in the region. From the blues, in 2009, cattle rustling became rampant. Most of the cattle rustled were headed to the south in trailers, where they are sold and slaughtered. This massive movement of rustled cattle greatly reduced their population. Most of the rustling first affected the rural herdsmen, and it became more elaborate in the northwestern region. Herdsmen were left with only one of three options: to join the rustlers or pay tribute to rustlers for protection or lose their cattle. In 2014, the military intervention in Benengwari Forest to fight cattle rustling changed the herdsmen into a resistance movement, as many innocent Fulani Ruga settlements were murdered, men, women, and children in hundreds. By 2015, banditry has replaced cattle rearing that is becoming nearly impossible. Drugs were introduced into the herdsmen and that are known to be illiterate or semi-illiterate. The reaction of the town local vigilantes, in natural reaction to any communal aggression in self-defense, pitched the herdsmen against the local rural elements, villages, and adjacent towns to the forest, as they are lynched and maimed whenever they enter market. Therefore, everybody became an enemy and a target. Fulanis and other tribes, Muslims and non-Muslims, were equally kidnapped for a ransom, most of which goes to buying weapons. Profiling of Fulani herdsmen became another motivator factor of more resistance and more kidnappings, which has now led to their metamorphosis into the monster the nation is facing today. We should also know that because of their educational status and lack of an effective unified leadership, they have faced untold hardship at the hands of authorities, where they were extorted and stereotyped. It has been imprinted in the psyche of nomadic pastoralists that the authorities and their town dwellers are evil people that should be resisted, because they have no place to secure justice for their cases, no matter how innocent they may be. With their acquisition of weapons, they realized how easy it became to be masters of their abode, the forest, where no authority can venture into. This has emboldened them to further attack people for more ransom to sustain their newfound reality. Now, with the prodding of the government to take more military actions of an already ugly situation whereby they were left to amass weapons, a huge military budget that is almost draining the economy to a standstill in the purchase of fighter aircraft and conducting military operations in the region has become to the authorities in their calculation a necessity. Unfortunately, this is no solution or wisdom. When you don't have the monopoly of the instrument of violence, then dialogue has the monopoly of resolving the conflict. This is what the United Nations is all about. A roundtable resolution of conflict. What we are seeing is more than just criminals and criminality. Yes, it may have started as such, but like any conflict, it is dynamic. The danger we face now is ideological demagogues changing the narrative. They are trying hard to infiltrate the X-Men, and we know their objectives. They want to destroy all modern governments by fighting the military, and now in the recent cajoling of local populations, they have tormented before to join them in the struggle. Let us face the reality. The X-Men are going nowhere, and they are already in battle gear, and we know our military very well. So before things get messy, we need cold brains to handle this delicate situation. It's common sense that if you allow your neighbors to be your enemy, you are already conquered, because they can easily be used against you by other forces, as we see now. The X-Men are ultimately used to destabilize the region and pauperize and even depopulate it. Military actions in the past have worsened the situation, stimulating X-Men resistance. Any more action will push them closer to religious fanaticism. It gives them protection from discrediting them as thieves and also reinforce their mobilization of gullible young unemployed youth, as we saw with Boko Haram. Well, Nigerians, hope you guys are listening. The incompetence of the military and the government to eradicate these X-Men, Boko Haram, and insurgents is what is making this insecurity or X-Men or the terrorists have effrontery and temerity to even perpetrate more evil. Well, in the last note, I say I have met many of the bandit leaders to see a way out of this gridlock. According to GUMi, says I have talked to the political class and security agents, except for an exception. Most state governors want a peaceful resolution of the conflict. The police and other security outfits have also realized the enormity of the problem, but unfortunately the presidency, for what appears to be political gullibility, and the military for budgetary reasons, as they are the most beneficiary of conflict of this nature, doesn't come as seem to be on the same page. That is what GUMi is saying. In a nutshell, I would say even what the ex-commodore naval official Kunle Olawumi said, that those that are sponsoring banditry are also embedded in this Buhari regime. Now, GUMi is buttressing the point by saying those bandits are not going anywhere, and the government are also in beneficiary of this conflict. Well, I would like you to share your comments in the comment section. Thanks for listening.